Welcome to the Ultimate Mutagen Farm Guide. Now, this guide will cover how to get all the mutagens regardless of what server you are on, whether you are on Vulture server or whether you are on Manibus server, whether you are on Endless Dream and you have both of them unlocked. This will cover both locations, and I will have timestamps in the description for each section. So first will be the Firetrap Factors, okay? And these ones are in Manibus. Now there are a good couple ways to get these, and I know a lot of people are looking for the Firetrap ones specifically. So there are 3 different good locations that you can farm on repeat for these Firetrap mutagens. One of them is the Scorcher bosses. Now this first Scorcher is in Hearst Industries. There are the coordinates right there. And you can quickly go in and farm him and quickly go to the next one. The only thing you have to do for all of these mutagens is take your animal out and let them hit whatever you are trying to get the mutagen from. There are 3 of these Scorcher mini bosses around the map in Manibus. They are very, very quick to do and can drop multiple Firetrap mutagens. Okay, and the second Scorcher boss is located right over in the gray zone water area. And this boss is pretty easy to get to. I'm going to speed this up right here for you. And you can kill some deviants along the way. You will get some random mutagens. Like I just received one right there. And the Scorcher boss will be right up here. And just send your animals after to attack him. And if you are in the stream, he is a big beefy boar. So be very careful. He actually ended up killing me here. And it was actually really, really sad. But I tried. All right, and the last Scorcher boss in Manibus is by the Eastern Railway Junction. Okay, coordinates are on screen for you right there. And when you get over to the area, he will just be chilling on his big sand rock sack thingy. Now, this one is pretty easy to kill. Now, if you are in a regular Manibus server, all 3 of them are easy to kill. Just the one at the Greywater Zone is a little bit beefy if you are inside an Endless Stream server, but that was all 3 of the Scorcher bosses in Manibus that can drop Firetrap Factors, and you can farm them on repeat. So once you finish farming all 3, you can switch worlds and go farm them all again. And it took me about not even 7 minutes to go to all 3 of those. And I did end up only getting a total of 3 Firetrap Factors. However, I did not get a chance to get it from the second one because I died. All right, so now getting into the winter side of the Firetrap mutagens, the first location will be the Mooseville factory, and this place is very, very, very close to the start. It is actually right up the road from the first town you start in, so you can pretty much instantly get this. And as soon as you get in here, you are going to go to the left side over here. And as soon as you enter this little package mare area, you're going to see the big guy right in the middle, and you are going to send your animals out and attack him. And he is not that high of a level. And if you are not on the ED server, he will actually be a lot weaker as well. And I did additionally get a bonus Deviant Factor. So it's always a good idea to have your animals out just in general, even while you're target farming these mutagens, because you never know what you're going to get. All right, so the second Firetrap mutagen in the Winter server is over by the Ashton town. Now, this is a little bit of a high-level area. If you are inside an ED server, it will be a little high, but if you come right over here to where the tower is, and you look right over here at this bridge, the Scorcher boss will be right here. Sometimes he does glitch in, and he is not there, so just be careful. But that is the last location for the Firetraps. All right, so next up, we do have the Great One Factors, and these are pretty simple. They're just as the name sounds. You just have to kill a Great One. You get these from the start of the game. The only thing is you have to let your animal hit the Great One. You can't just kill it. It has to get a single hit, at least on the boss. Now, this does work for pretty much any of the monolith bosses, but in this example, I am using Ravenous Hunter at the very start of my server, and I'm also doing the Treant and the Winter side of the server. All right, and so moving on to the Deviant Factors, these are as well pretty simple to get. They're really random. You just have to have your animals out killing random deviants. Now, sometimes they do drop them, sometimes they don't. You will most likely have a bunch of these at the end anyway, so these are just RNG. All right, and so moving on to the Pollution Factors, these are as well pretty easy to get. They're a little confusing at first. However, all you have to do is you have to go into a polluted area, and you just have to break Stardust ore with your animals. It is that simple. Now, I will show you two locations, both Vulture and Manibus right now, where there is a ton of Stardust store, and it is so easy to just stack up on a ton of these. So on the Vulture side of the map, we are over in the far left side of the map. Up in this area is a very high pollution zone, tons of Stardust store. And a really good spot for Manibus would be this area over here. There's a huge Stardust ore field over here, also very high pollution. All you need is just to get them to hit the Stardust ore, and you will get those pollution factors. All right, and so getting into the frost mutagens for the Vulture side of the server, our first location will be the Mooseville factory. Now, when you get inside here, you are just going to let your animals run freely and attack all the enemies. All these enemies do have a really high chance of dropping frost mutagens. I did get quite a few here, and this also is a very, very easy farm. All right, so getting in the second way to get these frost factors in the Vulture server, you can go and mine these little ice rocks, okay? Now, these ice rocks are going to be all around the Vulture map, and all you are going to do is simply have your pet destroy them. That is it. When they destroy them, they have a good chance of getting frost factors. All right, and this is a really good location right here where I am marking, and this is right behind the starting zone as well, so you can do this pretty early on. Now, getting into thunder factors on the Manibus side of the server, you can get these from killing Rosetta enemies in general. However, it was much faster just to do silos like Sigma and Alpha. Like in this example right here, I am killing these enemies with my wolves. It does not have to be a certain enemy. I used to think it had to be like an elite Rosetta. However, the normal ones do drop it too. So Sigma is probably the fastest way, or Alpha. Now, getting into the Vulture side for the thunder factors, you can actually get these from one of the public events called Fatal Signal, and this was definitely by far the best place to get these thunder factors here. But you can get them from Rosetta enemies in general, just like the Manibus. This just was the best way to get them in Vulture. All right, so now getting into the Vulture factors for the Manibus side of the server. Now, I found most of mine at Sunbury Middle School or around this general area. All you want to do is just have your animal run around and kill the vultures. And these are kind of hard to get. They don't drop as often as the other factors do, but this is the best way to get them. So getting in the Vulture side for the Vulture factors. Now, I got most of mine from Operation Chiron. I did try running Silo Delta in other Vulture silos. I never got a single one. And then I came to Operation Chiron and I ended up getting a bunch of these. It took me over 2 hours, I believe, to finally find a good place for these. So in the end, I did end up getting a lot of factors from starting a brand new level 1 character. As you can see, I'm only level 43. I did all of this as I was leveling up. And I hope this guide helps a lot of people who can't find certain factors, because I know I had a good amount of comments asking for factor locations. So, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time.